Ahoy, ahoy, everyone. Hey, so yeah, this is like a bonus episode I wanted to shoot out real fast. Not exactly very scripted here, but I just wanted to celebrate. Hey, the for me, a milestone of 100 subscribers. That's a really big deal, and I cannot thank you enough. And I hope to add even more value to your life as this channel continues to move forward and grow. I figured now is a great time for me to introduce myself a little bit more to a lot of you. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's keep the numbers connected. And how about I answer, I don't know, we'll say 10-ish questions to celebrate the milestone. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it. So yeah, I'm a licensed, if you don't know, for some reason, I'm a licensed therapist who's been playing games for like 30 years in some way, shape, or form. So that's the deal. I'm attempting to give emotional language to something that I love, that I think y'all love too, and that y'all deeply understand. And I just kind of want to share my experience. So yeah. Okay, so this is going to be some absolute nerd level stuff. I apologize. Sorry about that. Get ready. Y'all asked, so here we go. So I'm a licensed therapist, and I've been in the field for about the past decade, give or take, depending on how you want to cut those numbers. I practice a style of therapy called DBT, or dialectical behavioral therapy. I'll kind of put the definition on the screen up here somewhere to help you out. And I use a specifically more compassion-centric version of that. It's built around the concept of dialectics, the idea that two seemingly opposite things like acceptance and change can both be true at the same time, even if they don't feel like they can. The compassion side comes in by helping people treat themselves the way they would treat someone they love. It's learning to see ourselves as ultimately good or lovable at our core. Currently, I see issues related to anxiety and ADHD, though I have a notable past, which you're going to be hearing about in future videos, of things I used to treat and why. Great question. I'm supposed to be cleaning the kitchen right now, if that answers your question. I don't know. That's a question I keep trying to find the answer to myself. A lot of intentionality, a lot of replacing scrolling on my phone with editing on my computer, and a whole lot of trying to be present where I can and not take time from one thing to fill up another. It's super difficult at times, and it happens sometimes. Yeah, that's good. That's an answer. It's not perfect. I try to just cut everything up the best that I can where I can. I think that's great. I think that's 2 questions in one somebody posted, but I wanted to answer those anyways. I was a really shy and quiet and misunderstood and reserved kid. I struggled to understand a lot of social concepts and the dialectical nature of life, ironically. I have these random outbursts that would bother people around me sometimes, and later found out this was linked to undiagnosed ADHD, as you've heard me mention in some of my other videos. So games were where I would go to connect with myself, or disconnect from myself, as it were, to feel confident or understood or accepted and not weird. They were a safe haven for a world that often made no sense to me. Some of my favorites, historically speaking, Chrono Trigger is probably always going to be number 1, followed closely by Sonic 3 and Mega Man X. The Devil May Cry series, 1 and 3 in particular, and Resident Evil 4, because I'm an elder millennial and I know it. Sorry. I have. I love Dr. K. I love his work. I've been watching his stuff since like 2018 or 2019. I don't keep up with it the way that I used to, but I've used some of his resources in the therapy office before, and it's been a really great resource for different people that I've been working with, as well as myself sometimes. I think his stuff's great. Great question. I don't remember who asked this. Thanks for asking. While mental health advice is hard to just like dole out without context, I think that's like really important. There's something I think can help practically almost pretty much everybody, anybody. Yeah, something like that. Building the practice of stopping yourself from judging yourself at your worst moments and not defining yourself by these is instrumental to improving mental health across the board. Something I think generally doesn't work is to tell someone to just think positively. It's like telling someone to just go to the gym or get good at the game. Telling someone to think positively risks completely dehumanizing and infantilizing them. It also doesn't help since it doesn't really change a core belief or value or self-perception. Why should I believe positively about myself when I'm inherently such a screw-up is an example of a core belief. Awesome question. That's really complex, and there'll be some personal parts I won't go into in there, but there's a couple things I want to highlight at different points in my life that I think served as a springboard to starting my own channel. One in video games, one more adjacent to that world. One of my most formative foundational game-esque things is for those of y'all who have played Chrono Trigger, there's the beef jerky side quest, where you've heard me mention in a previous video, you go back in time and give this family a piece of beef jerky, and it completely, for free, and it completely changes them fundamentally, hands down. They go from being these tightwad, very frugal, kind of mean people to being gracious and generous. And I always like to imagine life like that, in a way that I could somehow give that beef jerky, metaphorically, to somebody and could help what we might define as generational trauma. The other thing I would say contributed was after I'd got my degree and started doing my own work, I kept finding myself more understood by a lot of these video essayists. I don't know, Jacob Geller, Super Eye Patch Wolf, pull somebody in there, right? And these different game makers. They felt like they knew more of me than a lot of the close friendships or supervisors or even some therapists I'd had. And I realized that was something good I wanted to be a part of, connect to, and amplify. Cleaning the house is my Resident Evil 3 OG nemesis. It hunts me down, it tracks me everywhere. Nowhere is safe. And any safe room is at best temporary and probably an illusion. What are you watching? I'm watching The Rehearsal right now, season 2. It's fantastic. You should go watch it. It is ambitious in a way that's bringing me a lot of joy. I have finished Batman the Caped Crusader. It is amazing. It is a real return to the Batman the animated series universe. If you grew up with that like me, it's fantastic. I can't stress it enough. Someone asked me a lot more about cooking, wanted to know the best things I've cooked in 2025. I've been making some killer ice creams recently. I've been making and perfecting a mushroom beef bolognese that has been phenomenal. On top of that, I'm upgrading some of my eggnog recipes this year. So I'm going to be having a whole, probably couple of cooking game related videos coming up. So I'll dive into that a little bit more. Nothing major on that just yet. So there you go. That's what I've been cooking recently. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. That's probably 10 questions. I'm going to pretend that it is. And if it isn't, that's all right. Yeah, there we go. Next time, I'm going to try to post up a bit more about different essayists that I'm watching. I should have done some sort of research and talked about something besides Not Saber or Leon Massey, or not Leon Massey. His other channel is actually even better. There's a few things I'd want to put into there. Oh, there's one more question. Your tagline is where self-care gets a save file. What does that mean? Great question. I want these videos to be an emotional resource for people, for you specifically. I want them to be engaging and charming and thought-provoking and stupid and fun. So I came up with this tagline as a way to help myself remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't like mission statements, but I do like, connecting to something, if that makes sense. I want like quality but digestible and compassionate resources available for those that are like me, I suppose. Originally, this channel was going to be called Lunch and Learn, because I remember in high school I loved the idea of lunch and learn, where you just like, oh, I got to have a quick lunch, I got to listen to somebody who knows something, and like it's just kind of a good time and a good vibe. It was quick, it was digestible in multiple ways. Silly pun. So there we go. Just in case you're curious, if I ever pop up that tagline where self-care gets a save file, it's kind of dumb, but I kind of like it, right? I'm cringe, but I'm free is also a better one that I should start putting in there. So thanks for checking this out. This is a not super important video, but thanks for caring enough to subscribe. That really means the world to me, more than anything else that you could do. I'll have big plans for this channel. I think as it gets bigger and bigger, you're going to be hearing more about those, about ways that I'm going to be incorporating more and more therapy resources into what is done here. I really am going to be gaming centric, obviously, but I want to incorporate a bit more therapy resources and sort of slowly build that out more and more and more. I have a large tapestry of those, so figuring out how to integrate them more is going to be the big thing. Other than that, thanks for hanging out for 100. That's a really big number. Thank you for those that joined really early. Really, really appreciate that. I'm super excited. I want this bug away from my face. I will talk to y'all in the next one of these videos. I don't know, 200, 250. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm gaining traction. As usual, I want you to think about how the magnetic systems and magnetic fields of the world work. I have no idea how it works, but I think it's awesome. So I hope that brightens your day a little bit more. Thanks.